welcome to the hangar, everyone. We're going to do a mag change on this PA28 today. We'll try and do this in one take. And all I've done so far is get my tools set up and take the top cowl off. It's been 8 minutes since I pulled up and unloaded. Mia's here with me. It is 85 degrees outside and 100% humidity, and we're both melting. Okay, so step one is I'm going to go ahead and get the top plugs out.
Make sure you use 2 wrenches for this job because you want to protect your ignition harness. If you just use 1 wrench and undo the HT cap, you're going to damage the harness.
So we'll remove the top plugs and then set the engine up at its correct timing, which should be 25 degrees before top dead center. We'll verify that on the data plate and then set that position. And then that allows us to install the new mag in the correct position. Now I'm going to remove the cap off the back. So this mag's got T20 torque screws holding it on. Now that's off. I want to get the P lead undone. Let's try 3/8. Yeah, that one is a 3/8. Is that floor a little nicer? Yeah, this hangar hasn't been open for a while. It's pretty cool in here, especially compared to where we've been all morning. And you've been outside most of the day. Seriously overheated dog. Okay, so that's disconnected, and we've got our little nut and star drive. Okay, 1/2 inch should remove the magneto from the actual engine. Just one at the top and one at the bottom. Always want to be careful taking magnetos out. Certain types have got like rubber cushion drives, and if you're not careful, you can drop those cushions into the motor. Now that was just that lower block dropping off into the cowling. I should have caught that, really. It's telling you about not dropping drives inside the engine, but this is a straight gear drive. So we've got a new Lycoming Magneto gasket, LW12681, and we've got our overhauled magneto. This was Quality Aircraft Accessories. And we've got a model 4370, we got a 4370, left-hand rotation, excellent. So we need to change and remove this drive gear and put it on this magneto here, and then we'll have to install the magneto, get the timing set and install it onto the engine. That little piece has just come from there that fell on the floor. Actually, they've given us all brand new ones. And of course, we've got our paperwork. Don't want to lose the paperwork. And we've got a new cotter pin in the paperwork, but it didn't come with a gasket, so we got the gasket separately. I didn't bring my really nice pick down that I normally use to get that lower. Cotter pin out. Okay, all aboard the struggle bus, but we got it. All right, so that's that bit out, and then we want to undo that, obviously. Now obviously we can't hurt the teeth on this gear, but I need to hold it so that I can undo the nut. But it's not very tight, it's only around 140 inch-pounds. But so I just need to be able to hold it snug enough to undo that. Okay, let's go to just give myself a little more easy oh, I did say that was 9/16, didn't I? Then I grabbed a 1/2 inch. That's very tight. And not normally that tight. There we go. I would say that one's been over-tightened. So you're only supposed to do them up to a certain amount, but obviously you've got to get the cotter pin to line up. So you're not just supposed to torque the heck out of them, you're actually supposed to file the back side of the nut down until you can get the torque wrench, the torque setting, sorry, that you need. Okay. Nope. Okay, so there's one item I've forgotten for getting this job done nicely, would be to put a really nice small puller on it. So I'm going to go ahead and go grab the puller from the hanger, the little one, and that'll make taking this off a breeze without damaging anything. So this is the smallest puller I've got. I have some massive ones, but this one is pretty much perfect for anything you need to do on an airplane.
Of course, the best thing about pullers is you need 5 hands to operate them.
There we go. That was definitely the way to do that. Okay. Torque anywhere from 120 up to 320 inch-pounds to seat the coupling onto the rotor shaft. On a line, remove the nut, lightly lap the bottom of the nut with emery cloth and retorque the driver. Okay, so hopefully between 120 and 320 pounds we can get that to line up. Wow, that lines up, I think, perfectly. It's at the bottom end, but it's still in the specified range, so that's just fine. Okay, let's see if we can get this in. Just using a brass drift, a couple of light persuasions to seat that in there. I'm pretty happy with that, and then we'll get the ends bent. I don't think we have any balls here at the moment. Tape punch might just let us get around. Perfect. Okay, so just to pick up where we were. How you doing there, Mia? We got this set, cotter pin in, 120 inch pounds. That was the lowest amount, and it lined up perfectly for us. So that's just perfect. Now we want to get the mag set ready to install in the engine. And we also want to get the engine set at 25 degrees before top dead center on the number 1 cylinder. So we need this special little tool. And in the left-hand rotation, that little hole there, we're going to line up and drop in this pin, and it'll only go in one spot. And when it's in, geez, normally use a headlamp, but I'm wearing the camera. That's not going to work. I normally like to see it myself. I can see down in there, but you need pretty good insight. You need pretty good sight to see in there. And line up the hole. That should be it right there. We'll just go around and double check that. Yep. Okay, so we'll just go all the way around and come back to that. So I guess you don't have to have the tool if you can see the hole. There it is there. So this pin should now drop all the way down and in without any resistance, which it has. Like so. It drops in that far there. So obviously you don't want to crank this around now because that pin is stopping the mag from moving. Okay, so we'll get our gasket. We get that put on. Get our Magneto. I have to set the engine timing, don't I? Getting ahead of myself here. Okay. That's all nice back there and clean. Okay, so we'll rotate this around. Actually, I normally do this before I even take the other mag off, but there's the impulse on the other one. And now we want to come around for the timing marks, which this thing doesn't have. We can use the timing mark on the back here. And you can always put a timing hat on as well, if necessary. So there's ones on the rear here. Line up on the center of the case. 25 degrees before top dead center. Verify that on the data plate. 25 degrees before top dead center. Now we're ready to put the mag in. And you've got to get both of these in before the mag's sort of fully engaged, otherwise they won't go the rest of the way in. So here's another 3-arm job. So we are just rotating the Magneto until its teeth mesh with the drive gear in the back of the engine. And it all slides in nicely. There's an easy one too. The last Magneto we did was on a Mooney, and that's almost as bad as sandblasting, doing a Magneto on a Mooney. There it goes, finally.
Lining up this Magneto really fought me, but don't force anything. You want it to drop into place without resistance.
That's going to go on there, no problem. And again, I'm just going to do that loosely because I'm going to have to walk it away ever so slightly from the housing to get that lower clip in place. So I'm just going to snug this right now. I'm not going to do it up super tight because I want to put my timing equipment on and verify the engine timing, because you pretty much never get it perfect. You've always got to tweak it a little bit. But that is down nice that extracted there. Okay, and that's on fairly snug. Go ahead and put the cap on. And the reason we're changing this magneto is it's getting close to its 500-hour time span for being inspected, but it's actually the airplane has started to run badly on that right ignition source. Okay, mags are on both. And last year we had the same problem with the left mag, and it would, kept acting like a fouled plug, and then after a while it was like, well, this is very consistent. We think there's a magneto issue. We took the mag off, and it was not economically repairable. Okay, so that means both of those mags are firing. I'm just going to back the engine up, and they'll go out, and then I'll bump it round, and we'll see where they start to fire. So green, that's the one we just installed. That's the right mag, so it's firing now. I'm going to turn that off because that's annoying, and we'll just verify. So we can see it's a little early. Okay, there's the 25 mark, and we're like 2.5 teeth ahead of that. Each tooth's about 2 and a bit degrees. So we're too early on that mag. There's the other mag. So that's the left mag that's installed. And it's beautifully at 25. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to loosen off this mag so that I can twist it. And that'll allow me to just rotate the position of the magneto to adjust the timing. My lead just came unclipped, so we'll stick it back on. Ooh, that mag is very loose and it moved. I'm going to unclip the other one just so it's not beeping at us the whole time. And now you can see I can rotate the whole mag. So now it's not firing. Okay, so if I rotate it counterclockwise, it's firing. If I rotate it clockwise, so I'm retarding the timing on this mag by going to the clockwise position, and I'm advancing its timing. So I'm just going to bring it up just until it fires. And I need my socket ready. There it is. Okay, so I've snugged it up in that position. I'll mute that. I'll rehook the magneto on this side. Checked. Hello, Mia. Okay, I'll back the engine off. And then I'll come up to it again. That's that one again. Okay, so we're close now. We're within a degree. So they're both about 26. Which is well within an acceptable tolerance. So yeah, quite happy with that. And we can just snug that up.
So once we had the timing of the magneto set to the engine, that's the external timing set, we're going to put together the rest of the engine, so spark plugs in and torque 35 foot-pounds, all the leads back on, and then cowls on, and then outside for a ground run to make sure we've got no leaks and we've got no problems with the engine. So I'd first test the mags at 1000 RPM, because if there is a problem, it's a lot less exciting at 1000 than at 1700, and then we get a perfect mag drop at 1700 RPM, so I'm really happy with what we've got here. Time to do the paperwork.
Okay, so we're back in the hangar, and an hour and 52 minutes. Tools are packed up, we've run it runs well, we've pulled the cowls, we've looked for leaks. There's no leaks around that part of the engine, so that's good. Cowls are back on, it's back in the hangar, and an hour and 52 minutes. And now, of course, it's time to do the paperwork, which takes just as long, and get ourselves out of here. Time to go, Mia. All right, hope that's a little bit helpful. Stay safe, everyone, and get out there, get lots of flying done. Happy tailwinds.